It all started in the most ordinary way, an evening at a small rock bar in downtown Chicago. Rain tapped against the windows, and neon signs glowed like broken promises outside. The place reeked of stale beer, old memories, and something electric in the air. That's where I saw her. She wasn't the loudest person in the room, but she had this raw, magnetic presence. Jet black leather jacket, blonde hair that fell like a storm down her back, and eyes like midnight. She leaned against the jukebox, scrolling through old metal tracks like they held secrets. When she picked Doro Pesch's "I'm in love with you," I smiled. A woman with taste. I didn't mean to stare, but I did. She caught me. "Got something to say?" she asked, raising an eyebrow with half a smirk. I cleared my throat. "That's a hell of a choice. Doro doesn't get enough love." "Neither do most people," she replied, turning her attention back to the jukebox, but not before tossing me a glance that lingered just a little too long. Her name was Jordan. She worked at a tattoo parlor by day, played bass in a garage band by night, and claimed coffee was the only reason she hadn't burned the world down. She had a laugh that cracked like thunder and a stare that could level empires. I fell fast. We started meeting up after work. Late night drives with the windows down and metal blasting. Burgers from roadside diners. Secrets whispered at 3 a.m. when the world was too tired to judge. She told me about her past, how she'd been burned, abandoned, and written off more times than she could count. I told her about my own fears. The way I never felt enough for anyone. But with her, I didn't have to be perfect. I just had to be real. One night, we ended up on a rooftop, watching the city lights blink like stars that had lost their way home. She rested her head on my shoulder and whispered, "You know, I don't believe in forever." "Me neither," I said. "But I believe in right now." She looked up at me, eyes searching, guarded. "Then say it." I hesitated. My heart was a war drum in my chest. I swallowed hard. "I'm in love with you." It wasn't fancy. It wasn't rehearsed. But it was raw and true, just like her. She didn't say anything right away. Just stared at me with wide eyes and trembling lips. Then, like lightning splitting the sky, she kissed me. "I don't do fairy tales," she said after, breathless. "But I'll fight like hell for a real one." We weren't perfect. We argued, got lost in our own darkness sometimes. But we always came back. Because love, real love, wasn't about roses and poems, it was about showing up when it mattered. About screaming at the world together and finding peace in the noise. She once told me that Doro's song hit her like a bullet. That the lyrics made her feel seen. "I'm in love with you. That's all I want to do." Now every time I hear it, I think of her standing in the rain, boots soaked, hair wild, smiling like the world finally made sense. Because she didn't just change my world, she became it. And yeah, I'm still in love with her. Always will be.